Starting university was bittersweet for Bokuto. On one hand, he was excited to be moving out and starting a new chapter of his life, but on the other, he was doing so without his boyfriend who was a year younger. At least he had Kuroo who was going to the same university and even the same dorm. They had arranged to go together on move-in day, packing all their things into Bokuto's dad's car. When they arrived at the dorm, they were greeted by a staff member who checked their names off the list and showed them to their rooms. "Here we are, you two are actually right next to each other. Bro, we're neighbors. Looks like we're stuck with each other." Ignoring his sarcastic comment, Bokuto looked at Kuroo excitedly and put an arm around his shoulder. "Okay, I'll leave you to move in your stuff, come to the office if you need anything." "Okay, thanks." They went back and forth between the car and their rooms unloading all their things. Soon Bokuto's dad had gone home and they were left in the mess of their half-unpacked rooms. Bokuto was feeling a bit overwhelmed by all the organizing he had to do, so he decided to go to Kuroo's room instead. "Do you want some help? Don't you have your own stuff to sort out?" "I'll do it later." "Okay, whatever, I guess you can pass me stuff and I'll find somewhere to put it." "Okay." Bokuto pulled something out of the nearest bag and handed it to Kuroo. "Isn't it cool that we got our rooms right next to each other?" "Yeah, well, we did put our names down in our applications." "Oh yeah, I thought that was for if we had a roommate though. Most of the rooms are single, so it wouldn't have been likely, and I'd rather have my own room anyway, no offense." "Yeah, I get it, it would be weird to have someone else in my room all the time, unless it was Akaashi, then that would be great." "Haha, yeah. But we'll probably be in each other's rooms all the time anyway. Hopefully we don't get sick of each other." "I could never." A few weeks later, they had settled into their new dorm life. Right on time at 6:30 p.m., Bokuto burst through the door to Kuroo's room, making him jump. "Jesus bro, you never knock, do you?" "Nope. Maybe I should start locking my door." "Why would you want to do that?" Bokuto bounded over to where Kuroo was sitting on his bed and jumped on top of him. "What if you walk in on me when I'm changing?" "I wouldn't mind." "Well, I would." "Why would you be getting changed in the middle of the day anyway?" "I don't know, it could happen." "Well, just don't lock your door, okay?" "Fine." "So, dinner. Just give me a minute, I wanna finish this reading." "Why do you even have to do readings for chemistry?" "Good question." Kuroo continued his reading, Bokuto sighing and lying down beside him while he waited. Bokuto's phone went off a minute later and he awkwardly tried to fish it from his pocket while accidentally bumping Kuroo a few times. When he saw who had texted him, he felt a strange mixture of happiness and sadness. "You okay, bro?" "Yeah, it's Akaashi." "Aren't you happy that he's texting you?" "I am, but I'm also sad because I really miss him." "I know, I miss Kenma too." Bokuto sent a reply to Akaashi and then leaned his head on Kuroo's lap, still feeling down. Trying to comfort him, Kuroo gently patted Bokuto's hair. Once Kuroo had finished his reading, they headed to the dining hall for dinner, grabbing some food and sitting with a few of their new friends. "Hey." "Hi. Are you okay, Bokuto?" "Yeah." He looked down sadly at his food while leaning his head on his hand, clearly not okay. "He's just missing his boyfriend." "Boyfriend? Wait, is he actually gay?" "Yeah, he's told us before." "Seriously, I thought that was a joke." "You know I'm gay too, right? Well, actually bi, but still." "Oh, oops. I was more confused by him missing his boyfriend, I thought you two were dating." "What, me and Bokuto?" "Yeah. No, we're just friends, right bro?" "Yeah. Both of our boyfriends are a year younger than us." "Oh, you guys just seem really close, so I just assumed." "Well, we are close but not that close." For some reason it made Bokuto disappointed that Kuroo would dismiss their friendship so easily. "You guys are quite touchy." "We're both touchy people. And we're best friends, so we're allowed to." "Exactly, so we're not dating." "Okay, you're not dating, that's fine." "Good, I'm glad that's settled." Kuroo looked to Bokuto but he still didn't look any better, his pout possibly even worse than before. "You sure you're okay, bro?" "Yeah." Bokuto mumbled, glancing at him briefly. Kuroo rubbed Bokuto's back and pulled him closer into a side hug that was quickly broken after their friends gave him a pointed look. Kenma sat alone on the bus as Nekoma headed to Yabugawa for the first training camp of the year. It was very strange for Kenma to not have Kuroo around. Sure, there had been a couple of years where they had been at different schools, but he had still been living only a few houses away. They had still seen each other nearly every day. He was only continuing with volleyball because Kuroo wanted him to, but now that he wasn't here it didn't feel like there was much point in it. He wouldn't be completely alone at the training camp. There was his team, Hinata, Akaashi, but it wasn't the same. He didn't really want to go, but the coach said he had to unless he had a good reason, and social anxiety didn't seem like a good enough reason. As the bus arrived, they unloaded their luggage before heading to the main gym where all the teams were gathering. It was loud, most of the teams had already arrived and were chatting amongst themselves. Kenma's eyes drifted to the Fukurodani team and spotted Akaashi standing to the side. He looked out of place without the energetic Bokuto beside him. Akaashi turned as he noticed Nekoma come into the gym and caught Kenma's gaze, giving him a small smile and a wave. Kenma returned a shy wave and considered for a moment whether he should go over and talk to Akaashi. If Kuroo and Bokuto were here they would have immediately run to each other with their boyfriends tagging along to say hello, but now it was up to them. Before he could make a decision, Kenma's thoughts were interrupted by a flash of orange hair appearing in front of him. "Hey Kenma." "Ashoyo, hi. How are you? I haven't seen you in ages. I'm so excited for this training camp. There are so many things I want to try. I can't wait to play some practice matches against you. Oh, and you should meet our new first years." Kenma was now stuck listening and nodding along to Hinata's monologue until he ran out of energy, which didn't seem like it would be very soon. As Hinata dragged Kenma over to see the others from Karasuno, he glanced back over to Akaashi who was now talking to one of his teammates. He would have to say hi later. A few hours later, they had settled into practice and had played a few matches, and next was Nekoma versus Fukurodani. From across the net, Akaashi approached Kenma. "Hi Kenma." "Hi Akaashi. Let's have a good game." He held out his hand under the net. "Yeah." Kenma took Akaashi's hand who gave a firm squeeze. They each turned back to their teams to discuss their strategies and starting rotations, but Kenma was paying more attention to watching Akaashi. He admired the way he took leadership as Fukurodani's new captain. He looked calm yet firm. The sound of a whistle drew Kenma from his thoughts and he got into position. As the game commenced, he watched Akaashi's moves carefully, trying to work out how his new team worked so he could come up with a counter strategy. They were like a whole different team without last year's third-year players, so all Kenma had to go off was what he knew from Akaashi's strategies. The teams rotated after Fukurodani scored a point, and Kenma found himself face to face with Akaashi. "What do you think of our team?" There was a glint in his eye as he stared intently at Kenma. "A challenge. Interesting, but nothing we can't handle." "Is that so? I look forward to seeing it." "Don't worry, you will." Kenma narrowed his eyes, not breaking his gaze with Akaashi until the whistle blew to signal the next serve. The rest of the game continued with Akaashi and Kenma stealing glances towards each other, carefully watching and analyzing. Even after Fukurodani won by a slim margin, Kenma kept feeling his gaze draw to Akaashi for some reason. Kenma headed to dinner rather early. He didn't want to do any individual practice and there was no need to wait for Kuroo. Once he made it to the end of the line and got his plate of food, he found somewhere to the side to sit and start eating. A few minutes later, a plate was placed opposite him and he looked up to see Akaashi. "Do you mind if I sit with you?" "No, it's fine." They sat and ate quietly for a few minutes, Kenma unsure whether it was an awkward or comfortable silence. He did feel a strange sense of comfort with Akaashi. It's strange without Bokuto-san and Kuroo-san, isn't it? "Yeah, it's quiet, not that that's a bad thing but, it's different." "Yeah, it's very different. Nearly all of our starting members last year were third years so I feel like I'm starting from scratch, and without Bokuto-san it's just lonely." There was a pause as they looked at each other, seeing the sadness in the others' faces. "Yeah, well it's nice to see a familiar face." Kenma gave a half smile in response before going back to slowly picking at his food and thinking. "You remind me of Kuroo." "Do I?" Kenma looked up, realizing that was a strange thing to say. "Well kind of, I just mean like whenever we would see each other it would be with Bokuto and Kuroo, so when I look at you it reminds me of that and I feel safe, or something, I don't know, you can ignore me." "I understand, I feel something similar." Akaashi smiled and Kenma relaxed knowing he wasn't alone in his feelings. They were quite similar, he supposed, and there was some comfort in that. Bokuto barged into Kuroo's room to find him lying on his side on the bed scrolling through his phone. Kuroo. He barely reacted to Bokuto's presence, just glancing up for a moment. Hey. Bokuto bounded over and jumped on top of Kuroo, winding him a bit. Hey, be careful, I'm delicate. Oh, sorry. Bokuto moved back and sat on the edge of the bed beside Kuroo. Eyeing him suspiciously, Kuroo sat up. You okay? Yeah, I guess. So that's a no. Kuroo had gotten pretty decent at navigating Bokuto's moods. So what's wrong? Do you not like when I hug you? What, I mean it's nice I guess. Then why do you always tell me to get off? Like just now, that wasn't a hug, that was an attack. It was a hug. I won't tell you to get off if it's a nice hug. Okay. What's this about? It's just, I haven't cuddled Akaashi in like a month. Are you touch-starved? Yeah, I guess so, I just really miss cuddling, you know. Yeah, I get you, I miss cuddling Kenma too. Would it be weird if we, like, cuddled? Like a full cuddle, not just a little hug? Yeah. Well, if it's just you, I don't think it would be that weird. Can we, like now? I don't see why not. Bokuto immediately jumped on Kuroo, shuffling around so he was spooning him from behind. Whoa. Is this okay? Yeah, it's fine, I can see you're very keen. Of course I am, I love cuddles. Bokuto squeezed his arms around Kuroo's waist and pressed his face into his neck. Kuroo's build was larger than Akaashi's, and he smelled different, but Bokuto found that he liked the cuddle just the same. I'm not used to being the little spoon, I feel like I'm not doing anything. You could hold my hand if you want. Yeah, okay. Taking Bokuto's hand, he held it tight and rubbed soothing circles up and down his arms. Bokuto smiled, closing his eyes and hooking a leg over Kuroo's like he did with Akaashi. It was almost perfect, there was only one more thing he needed. Kuroo, no homo, but... Dude, we are both very homo. Okay, yes, homo, but not towards you. Yeah. Kissing would be too far, right? Yeah, that would be getting into cheating territory. Okay, yeah, I thought so, I didn't really want to kiss you anyway, I just miss kissing. Yeah, of course, but Kenma doesn't even really like kissing, so I'm kinda used to it. What, but kissing is great, do you just not kiss? We do kiss, just not very often. Well, if I was your boyfriend I would kiss you all the time. Damn, I'm missing out. You are, does he at least cuddle you? Oh yeah, all the time, he's very cuddly. Really, I thought he didn't like people near him. He doesn't like a lot of social situations or being around big groups of people, but he definitely likes being close to me. Oh okay. But he's great to cuddle. He'll just relax and let you move him around, and he's the perfect size to pick up or sit in your lap, and his long hair is really nice to touch. That sounds kind of nice actually. It really is. Bokuto shifted so he could see Kuroo's face with that soft smile he always had when talking about Kenma. You really love him, don't you? Yeah, I wouldn't change it for the world. Bokuto felt a sense of guilt building up inside him, he felt like he was taking Kenma's boyfriend away from him. Maybe we shouldn't be cuddling after all. He let go of Kuroo and rolled over to face away from him. Kuroo sat up, placing a concerned hand on Bokuto's shoulder. Hey, what's wrong? You shouldn't be cuddling someone other than Kenma. We're just having a platonic cuddle, I don't see anything wrong with that. Platonic. He didn't like the sound of that word. Oh, I get it, it's because I'm not Akaashi, isn't it? No, well, I mean, of course I want to cuddle Akaashi, but I also want to cuddle you. Kuroo paused for a moment, considering his words. Why me, why not some other friend? Because you make me feel warm and fuzzy inside. Because you're my best friend, and I feel safe with you. Kuroo smiled softly. You can be kinda cute, you know. Thanks. Kuroo laughed and pulled Bokuto onto his back, leaning down to rest on his chest. Wow, your titties are comfortable. What? Don't worry, it's a compliment. He gave Bokuto's chest a little pat, luckily his eyes were closed so he didn't see the blush on Bokuto's cheeks. Looking down at his friend in his arms, Bokuto couldn't help but think he fit rather nicely. Kenma didn't really like going to the mall, especially alone, but he had just finished a game and wanted to play the sequel without having to wait for a package to arrive. He just wanted to get in and out, He wasn't paying much attention to his surroundings until he made it to the game store. He stopped suddenly when he looked up to see Akaashi across the store. He was frozen for probably a bit too long as he stared at Akaashi, wondering what to do. They hardly ever saw each other outside of volleyball, and never just the two of them, so Kenma wasn't sure if he should go up to Akaashi, ignore him, or run away and never come back to the mall ever again. The decision was made for him when Akaashi looked up and saw Kenma, waving him over with a small smile. "Hi Kenma." "Hi. Are you here looking for a game?" "Yeah, I didn't think you were really into games." "Oh, I'm not really, but Bokuto-san is." This surprised Kenma. He had never seen Bokuto here before, which was probably for the best. Who knows how Bokuto would react to seeing Kenma at the mall by himself. "He likes to bring me here to show me the keychains." He gestured to the stand full of keychains in front of him. "I was thinking of buying one to give to him when I go visit." "You're going to visit the dorm?" Kenma perked up at the idea. He hadn't been to Kuroo's dorm before and it had been a while since Kuroo had last visited. "Yes, I'm planning to, it's not sorted yet though." Could I come with you?" Kenma looked nervously at Akaashi, whose expression turned from surprise to gentle. "Sure, have you not been there before?" "No. Neither have I, we could work it out together." "That sounds good. I was actually hoping to surprise Bokuto-san. Do you think Kuroo-san would help us?" "Yeah, I'm sure he'd be delighted to." "Great, could you give me his number?" "Oh, I could ask him if you want." "No, I'm happy to do it, plus it would be good to have his number and I have something else I want to talk to him about anyway." "Oh, okay, sure." He gave Akaashi Kuroo's number before Akaashi turned his attention back to the keychains. "Which one do you think he would like?" "Honestly, I think he'll love anything you give him." "Haha, yes, I suppose so." "What kind of keychains does he like?" "He quite likes the silly-looking character ones." "Then how about good Atama?" Kenma pointed them out and Akaashi considered it before nodding. "Yes, he'll probably like them, but which one?" Kenma took one of each good Atama option and mixed them around in his hands before holding them out to Akaashi. "Close your eyes and pick one." Following his suggestion, Akaashi closed his eyes and picked out a keychain, their fingers brushing in the process. He opened his eyes to see the one he chose and smiled. "Perfect." Kenma couldn't help but smile back, seeing Akaashi's beautiful face so happy. He put the rest of the keychains back before following Akaashi to the counter. He suddenly remembered the reason he was there in the first place and quickly went to find the game he wanted and paid for it before they headed their separate ways. "Hello Kuroo-san, this is Akaashi. Kenma gave me your number." "Oh wow, I never thought you would be texting me, so what's up?" "I was hoping to come and visit Bokuto-san as a surprise. Do you think you could help?" "Oh yeah, sure, I can let you in and make sure Bokuto's around." "Great, does next Saturday afternoon work?" "Yup, that should be fine." "Thank you. Do you need me to do anything else?" "No, that's all. I'll text you when we're on our way." "Oh yes, Kenma will be coming too." "OMG, he is, yes." "Wow, your excitement really went from 0 to 100. "Well, of course I'm excited to see you too, but I've hardly seen Kenma at all for the past couple of months, so you can't blame me." "I guess not, I understand the feeling. Bokuto's gonna be so excited to see you too." "I'm sure he will be. How is he doing, by the way? I wanted to check in with you." "Oh yeah, he's fine. Were you worried about something?" "It's just that he hasn't been talking to me about his problems recently." "Which you might think would be a good sign, except he's always dealt with his emotions by talking to me about it, so I'm worried there's something wrong." "Oh yeah, I know what you mean. I think that's what he's been doing with me." "He has?" "Yeah, he just vents all his feelings to me whenever he needs to process something." "Oh okay, well I'm glad he's alright. I don't want you to feel like he doesn't need you or something. It's probably just easier for him to talk to me about small stuff because I live next door to him." "Oh yeah, it's fine. It's probably good that he has someone nearby who he can talk to, and that he has more than one person he's close enough with to have that kind of emotional connection. I know that can be hard for him. I guess we're just special." "Yes, I suppose so, and if you ever have any trouble with him, feel free to ask me about it." "Okay, thanks. Well, I guess I'll see you next Saturday then." "Yes, I'll see you then." The day of the visit, Kenma met up with Akaashi at the train station close to the dorm. They walked the rest of the way mostly in silence. Kenma was nervous for some reason, and he wondered if Akaashi was too. When they arrived at the dorm, they stopped outside for Akaashi to text Kuroo to come let them in. Kenma hugged his arms around himself and watched the ground, letting his hair hide his face. "Kenma, are you okay?" Kenma tried to brush it off, not wanting to bother Akaashi, but he looked genuinely concerned. "I don't know, I just feel kind of anxious." "Are you not excited to see Kuroo-san?" "I am, but I also feel weird about it, like I miss him, but I don't know how to express it without feeling like I'm ruining his fun and making him worry about me." "He probably misses you just as much as you miss him." "Yeah, it's just all so different, we've never been apart like this before. What if he realizes he doesn't want to be around me anymore?" "Knowing Kuroo-san, I don't think that's very likely, but I can't say how this change might affect your relationship, or how it might affect mine, but you're not alone, you have support from Kuroo-san, or me if you need a friend." "Thanks, I appreciate it." Akaashi gave him a warm smile, making Kenma feel at ease. "Would you like a hug?" Kenma wasn't expecting that, but he did want a hug and Akaashi seemed comforting, so he nodded. Akaashi took him into his arms and rubbed his back gently. Kenma fit nicely next to Akaashi, he felt safe. The hug didn't last very long, Akaashi soon breaking away. Not wanting to give up the comforting presence, Kenma stayed close to Akaashi's side, leaning into him slightly. Soon after, Kuroo came out of the dorm and spotted the two boys waiting outside. "Kenma." "Kuroo." He ran over and picked up Kenma excitedly, kissing all over his face and holding him close. Akaashi stood awkwardly to the side until he was done. "And hello to you too, Akaashi." Kuroo grinned at him, Akaashi's expression unfazed. "Hello, Kuroo-san. Shall we go inside?" "Yes, let's go." Kuroo turned and headed to the door, stopping to put Kenma down before swiping his keycard to open the door. He grabbed Kenma's hand as they made their way inside and up some stairs, Akaashi following behind. As they turned down a corridor, they saw someone that Kuroo seemed to know. "Hey Kuroo." "Hey. Whoa, is this your boyfriend?" Kenma moved closer into Kuroo's side, trying to hide behind him. "Yeah, this is Kenma, and that's Akaashi, Bokuto's boyfriend." "Hi, nice to meet you both." "Hello." "Hi." "Wow, I honestly wasn't sure if they were real." "Of course they're real, we talk about them all the time." "That's what makes it suspicious, it's like a made-up boyfriend who goes to another school and no one has met." "Well, you've met them now." "Yeah, I guess this settles the debate." "There was a debate." "Anyway, that doesn't matter now, I'll see you later." "Okay, see you." As Kuroo's friend left, they continued down the corridor. "Sorry about that." "It's okay." "You alright, Kenma?" "Yeah. You don't have to hide anymore." "Oh right." He loosened his grip on Kuroo and moved back to a normal distance. "Okay, here's my room, Bokuto's already inside." He opened the door and stepped in first, Kenma and Akaashi trailing behind. Bokuto was lying on Kuroo's bed and glanced up at the movement, expecting only Kuroo. He shot up with wide eyes when he saw the other two, pausing in shock for a second before running over. "Akaashi." Kuroo and Kenma moved to the side to clear the path for Bokuto and Akaashi to meet, Bokuto crushing his boyfriend in a hug. "What are you doing here?" "I wanted to surprise you." "Well, I'm definitely surprised, I missed you so much." "I missed you too." Akaashi pulled back to kiss Bokuto, who was more than happy to accept. "I also got something for you." He grabbed the keychain out of his bag and gave it to Bokuto, his eyes lighting up. "Good day, Tama, thank you, Akaashi." He hugged him again before turning to clip the keychain to his bag that had been thrown on the floor. He stood up, looking over to Kuroo and Kenma with a smile. "Hi, Kenma." "Oh, hi." Bokuto hesitated, glancing at Kuroo, before catching Kenma off guard with a quick hug. "It's nice to see you too." Yeah, you too, I guess." Bokuto smiled at him before going back to hug Akaashi. The two were melting into each other's touch, Akaashi holding on like he never planned to let go. Kenma could tell this was an emotional moment for them and he felt awkward just standing to the side, so he gave Kuroo a look which he immediately understood. They moved to sit on Kuroo's bed, Kenma sitting on his lap facing Kuroo. "Did you miss me?" Kenma groaned and avoided eye contact, pausing before flopping into Kuroo's chest. "Yes. My baby, I missed you too." He wrapped his arms around Kenma, stroking his hair and back. Feeling overwhelmed with a muddle of emotions, a few tears escaped Kenma's eyes. "Hey, what's wrong?" I don't want you to worry about me. Kenma, it's my job to worry about you. But that's not fair on you. You should be enjoying university, making new friends and studying things you're interested in. I am enjoying university, but your happiness is still a big part of me being happy. I hate you being so far away. I know, but I can't do much to change that. I'm sorry for being selfish. You're not being selfish. I wish we could be together all the time too. Then you should visit more. You're right, I should. Do you want me and Akaashi to visit you too? Bokuto-san, don't interrupt. It's okay, I kinda miss the four of us being together as well, so you can if you want to. Of course, I love spending time with my favorite people. Wait, I just had the best idea. We should all live together next year. Oh my god, yes, we definitely should. Are you sure that will work? Kenma and I can't be sure what we'll be doing next year. Well, what do you want to do? Well, I was thinking about going to the same university. I kinda assumed I would as well. Because you always pick the same schools as me. That's just a coincidence. Sure it is. Well, if we're all going to the same uni, then it would be easy for us to live together. We could look for an apartment close by. Bro, I'm already sold. I get to be with my boyfriend and close friends 24/7. It does sound nice. As long as I don't have to clean up after everyone. Oh, don't worry, I'm a responsible young adult. Akaashi raised his eyebrows and looked between Bokuto and Kuroo. Hey, don't give me that look, it's true. I think I'll be the judge of that. Well, then you're gonna have to agree to live with us if you wanna try to prove me wrong. Alright, if I get into the university. Oh, you will, Akaashi, it'll be easy for you. Great, that settles it then, right Kenma? I guess so. Kuroo grinned at Kenma, who let out a small smile as Kuroo hugged him. Not wanting to feel left out, Bokuto dragged Akaashi with him before jumping onto Kuroo and Kenma and turning it into a big cuddle pile. Even though this year was difficult, they now had something to look forward to for their future together.